All right, hey everybody. Let me fix this from yesterday. All right, hey everybody. Let me fix this from yesterday. All right, hey everybody. Let me fix this from yesterday. All right, hey everybody. Let me fix this from yesterday. All right, hey everybody. I hate how the mod view starts assuming that you want to watch yourself. So, nice fun little echo. Hey Stupak, what's going on? I've got some exciting, fun things for everybody. I kind of wonder whether we should wait till Aaron comes over till I show off what I've done. So, yesterday we started on all of this logic, kind of just playing with this Go Twitch IRC library to kind of figure out how it's working and all of that jazz. And then we were coming up with some ideas for things that we could do. And one of them was that we could start messing with OBS. So I did. It is garbage. Well, yeah, at least this one function is, right? So last night and this morning, I set up the OBS WebSocket plugin. So we're able to now connect to OBS through a WebSocket and control it, change scenes, hide and show things, apply filters, all of that jazz. So we're all hooked up and ready to go there. And I purchased a VST plugin. If you don't know what VST plugins are, it's this virtual studio technology. So it's basically just an API for software synthesizers and effects things to implement so that they can plug into any DAW, digital audio workstation, and work. So OBS allows us to use VST plugins. So I bought one and I installed it and I set up a few filters for us to play with so that we can make some changes to my voice today. And I might wait for a few more people to get in here, and then I'll go in and I'll enable them and I'll show you what they're going to sound like. And we're going to start implementing that into our library so that you can send commands and make me sound silly. And the funny part is I won't even know what I sound like because I don't have monitoring turned on. The monitoring creates like this slight delay in your ear, and that is really, really weird to hear yourself like a half a second off. It'll throw you off. It almost makes you sick. So I guess while we wait for everybody to kind of get piled in here, I suppose we can do a quick preview for anybody who's in here now. I guess we got a couple people in here. Let me go in here. So it's funny, this VST plugin is actually crashing OBS when I try to close it. So I'm hoping that while we're using it, it never crashes OBS. I'm going to have to debug that and probably talk to the plugin manufacturer and things like that to get it resolved. But let's play. All right, so I'm going to go in here to my filters. And Stupak, you tell me, do you want robot voice, super deep, or very high pitched? What are we going with? And I think for fun, high pitched. All right, you got it. And for fun, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to read this Wikipedia article with this effect on my voice. And here we go.
Visual Studio Technology is an audio plugin software interface that integrates software synthesizers and effects units into digital audio workstations. VST and similar technologies use digital signal.
Let's switch it up. We'll move to the overview section. We're gonna go super deep.
VST plugins generally run with a digital audio workstation to provide additional functionality through a few standalone plugin hosts.
And now robot voice. All right. Oh wait, no, we did high pitch. We didn't do robot voice. All right. Let's see. Aaron's going to be joining. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. So I was just showing off some of this stuff. Can only just understand it. Yeah, I bet. So I'll give everybody a second to get in here. So I was just showing off kind of what we were using. So yesterday we talked about having the bot potentially control over WebSockets, filters and things like that for both my video and my audio for fun. So I was just talking to Stupak and a couple other people who are here. Was just talking too much smack and my sound broke. Nice. So I was just talking about how we were going to do that. So there is this API, this interface called Visual Studio Technology, or VST. And this interface allows us to create plugins for, you're going to want to hang out for a second, Aaron, because you're going to want to hear this. You're not going to hear it through the way we're doing screen sharing. You're only going to hear it through watching the Twitch stream. So hang for a second before you jump in. So this Visual Studio Technology is just an API so people can develop plugins like synthesizers and effects processing units on audio and allow it to plug into any DAW. So OBS supports that. And I got one that I set up a few things to make some funny sounds. That's all in as filters on my microphone. And I'm going to show them off to you right now. And then we're going to work on making our bot talk to OBS over a WebSocket and turn them on and off when you send the command. So here's our first one. We're going high pitched. I'm going to just start reading the Wikipedia. They do layer. It might get weird if we layer them. So we're going to go high pitched first, and I'm going to read the docs.
Virtual Studio Technology is an audio plugin software interface that integrates software synthesizers and effects units into digital audio workstations.
And now we're going to go deep.
There we go. VST and similar technologies use digital signal processing to simulate traditional recording studio hardware in software. In a world.
And now we're going to go robotic. VST plugins generally run with a digital audio workstation to provide additional functionality through a few standalone plugins. And we can do this all day. I want to get like an auto-tune sound. We'll come up with some fun ones, but we're going to create commands inside of chat where you're going to be able to turn those on. We'll have them run at maybe some interval. Probably have to put like a cooldown on it or something just so that it doesn't get really crazy. The robot one was way higher pitched. Yeah, I just quickly kind of played with some settings to get some sounds. I'll work on some really, really funny ones. Aaron, if you want to jump in, you're welcome to jump in and we'll start working on this. All right. So we can get rid of a lot of this. Let's just comment it out for now. You know what? Let's create a new file here. And we're just going to leave it here in the top level. And we're going to call this, I don't know, api.go. Let's call this temp. Just so we kind of know. And we're just going to copy some of these things over for reference. And we're going to just comment all this stuff out. Will I be able to apply it to... so the way we're currently set up, probably not. The main reason for that is we're using sort of this WebRTC software that allows us to be able to hear each other with very minimal latency, because trying to collaborate with somebody while they're like listening to the stream is really, really hard. So the way you are hearing him is through me sharing my desktop audio. Wait, no, I have an idea. We can do it to his voice. We just have to bring in his audio itself. Yes, I can do it. I can make that browser an audio source. We can't do that today. I'll have to set it up before I start OBS. But yes, we can totally do it where we do that. We can make each person. Maybe we make the bot command say whether it's the host or the guest and who we apply the effect to. But we can totally do it. I hear Aaron in my head. So are you there? There you are. All right. Let me see how loud the volume is. Talk for a second. What'd you have for breakfast?
I didn't eat breakfast. I should have.
All right. Yeah, let me tone you down a couple of decibels.
Cool.
You are slightly on the loud side.
Most important meal of the day? Yeah, it is. I wake up too late. I wake up like right before
Okay.
I need to do something.
All right, we are good. So, and you should be able to see my desktop now.
Yeah, I got you.
So we don't need this on private message anymore because people like to send crude things. Not calling anybody out specifically, but I do remember some crude things in my whispers. Okay, so what are we left with? We left that because we're going to move this all into a Cobra command. So we've got our Twitch client getting our OAuth token. We on connect are just printing connect. This is just to say something in the channel, so we figured all of that out. What you all talking about over there? Oh, still same thing. Okay. So we're joining our channel. Our connect we figured out is blocking. Now we can take this out of here. So now, wait a second. Which one of these was our on user join on whisper? Was it on private? That was to the channel, right? That was our weird naming thing, right? Where on private was actually the messages coming to the channel. Yeah, private was channel IRC. Okay, perfect. So that's us. So now what we need to do is we need to look at our strings package. Well, I guess we could either slice the string and compare it, or we can use the strings package. So let's go check out the strings package first. It'll be fun how much of this I remember. So
You gotta leave comments.
okay, so here's our has prefix. So this is all we're going to use. We're going to see whether we start with a given prefix. And then what we should probably do is let's just do a sanity check first and say if strings dot has prefix, we are just going to check for an exclamation point first. And let's return early here. If we don't, we're not going to move any further. Oops, why? I'm crazy. My Vim skills are lacking. All right, so if it does not start with that, we are going to return because we don't care. It is not a message we care about. Okay, so now what we're going to need to do is fetch the command out of here. So that's going to be up until the next space. So we're going to want to split this on space. Did the package filter out its own messages? Some of them literally scan them all, and you have to effectively check user not equals me. Oh, that is also a good point. Let's just do that as a sanity check too. So we're going to look at message.user.display name equals let's see. I guess we can go back and refactor this later. So here's a fun thought that I had. Eventually I'd like to create like a currency system in this where you have to spend points and all of that good stuff to be able to use these commands. And one thing that I was thinking was it might be fun if this bot joined more than one channel, say both mine and Aaron's, and currency flowed across channels. So no matter what you're doing in one of our channels, you're accumulating points that can be used for things in either channel. I think that would be super fun. So one thing we're going to have to do, I could be rich everywhere. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it is totally unfair that you can earn money in somebody's channel and it is only valid there. It should at least have an exchange rate where,
Yeah.
you know,
Forex.
yeah, you can trade, 1,000 Began bucks for, I don't know, 1,200 Eric bucks. I don't know what the formula is, but
Yeah, it's free trade. Free trade across Twitch channels.
So, but yeah, so I think that'd be fun. So maybe we should do that. Actually, let's get the fun part working and then we'll refactor this. For now, we'll just make sure that it's not me. But we're going to want a collection of channels to join. And then we're going to want to make sure, we're going to want to look at the channel that the message was sent in. We can just do that. So message dot channel dot, oh, nope, it's just here. So we want, yes. Why are you yelling at me? Too few arguments. Oh, we need the string. Message dot message. Okay, so we're gonna look at the message. If it starts with, if it does not start with an exclamation point, or the user that sent it is the same as the channel name. Well, no, because we would want our own user to be able to send messages too, right? Yeah. I don't think we need that because I think if we sent our own message, we would want that to happen too.
Oh, we have to use name instead.
Ah, gotcha. Wait. Export it, man.
Alfred. Nice.
My bot was called Alfred to stick with the bat. Nice. I like it. Okay, so we have this. Now what we need to do is we want to split the string because so that's the number of them that we want to return. We don't really care about that. We're just going to split on the separator. I suppose we should have substring that out. We'll do that. We'll do that here. Okay, so we want to strings.split our message.message. And let's slice this because we actually want to skip the first character. Oh, we should also do this. Or the length of our message is less than or equal to 1. Okay. Yes. So because basically if somebody just sends an exclamation point, then there's not really a command, right? So we're going to look at that. And we should be able to now split this. And we're just going to call it parts. And why are you yelling at me? Oh, because it's not used. Why is this yelling at me though? Too few arguments and strings.split. Wait.
You want to just take off the exclamation, right? So it got
Oh, we need the separator. We need the separator.
L strip. If you want to just take off the exclamation.
Well, L strip. That. Is that just white space?
I think you can. Oh, maybe you can't specify.
Yeah. There
What
is
it is.
there is a trim left, and we can give it the specific runes we want to trim. But I mean, I think slicing it works too.
Yeah.
So we just need the separator here. We're gonna use a space. Although maybe we can, let's add a to-do here. Do we care what type of white space?
Good call. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our parts. Now we want to, I guess, switch over the very first one. This is going to represent our command itself. So, and we're just going to look for deep. We can come up with better names for these. We've got 3. Then we need my bitch and robot. Okay, so we have all of that.
So do you ensure that parts is at least one? It'll at least have one piece. Is it? Oh, it's in that if up there, right?
Right,
Message, like,
right. Because if our length is only 1, we don't really care. If it's more than 1, parts 0 should be. If there's no space at all, then parts 0 would just have the entire line.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got that part figured out. Now we need to do some WebSocket stuff because we have our WebSocket running over here in OBS, which hopefully will not crash when we get this voice changer working. So yeah, I guess it would be even more funny if the bot crashed OBS on me. Then maybe we should do that. Maybe if you have enough currency, you can just be like, shut up, Eric, you're going offline.
Put another case in there to like peg all of your CPUs.
I can feel the power already. Joker's like, I'm earning all of the points, all of them. Okay, so there's 2 things we need to look at. We need OBS WebSocket plugin. So we're going to look at this GitHub because this has the protocol that we're interested in. Ooh, somebody has.
What?
Okay, I was going to implement this, but okay, we'll roll with that. So what else did we need? Oh, I was going to look for like GorillaMux's WebSocket library. So if we wanted to implement this ourselves, GorillaMux WebSocket. GorillaMux has some really useful libraries.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Gorilla, and this is a really good WebSocket library I've used on a couple times. It's cheating. That's okay. I mean, we can implement our own implementation of this WebSocket protocol if that is what you would like. But
We should do it.
I question, do you want to see me do that, or do you want to mess with my voice sooner? All right.
We have roll your own or mess with Eric's voice. This is the question.
Oh, I also did some cheating with VS Code too, so that I didn't do the quick magnify thing. So everything's smaller. We have more screen real estate, but I increased the font. And what is wrong with you? All right. You are taking up far too much space. So fixed. Okay. So we need to go get this. And I'm not using GoMod right now. I know I'm terrible. Oh, I didn't set up a live share for you either, Aaron. So that if you wanted to jump in. I mean, if we want to stop for this, we can set up a GoMod thing. I'll do that before I publish it anyway.
When you run it, do you have to specify don't use GoMod?
I don't think so. Okay. Sent you the link. All right, so we have that now. Let's import it. And I know this is going to have it. Whoa. All right. GitHub.com/Christopher DG Go OBS Web Socket. All right, without GoMod, you just manually have to go get the packages, or there's a command scan to get them all, if I recall, but GoMod does all that automatically. Yeah, if I just put them in there, then yeah, totally. I've been writing Go since 2011, so this is almost like habit for me, and then I'm like, crap, why am I not just putting it in a GoMod file? So I will. Right now, I just want to build some stuff.
Truth.
Okay, so we've got that. Let's look at the docs. Docs. All right, so if you were on Begin's stream this morning too, where we talked about defer, this is what I was referring to when I was talking about how amazing this is. We're creating this client and we're connecting, but right next to the code where we create the connection, we're saying defer, C, disconnect. So we ensure that when main exits, that we will cleanly disconnect from this. And it doesn't matter where it was in the code, it's all right there. So if you remove this connection, you're removing this handling. And it's easy to look at the code and ensure that we are handling these things like closing files and sockets and things like that, because they are right next to each other and not this is here and then somewhere later after thousands of lines of code, we close the connection. The overlay is right on top of it. What am I missing? What overlay and what is it on top of? So in the event of a panic, I don't believe defers are run. Right, Aaron?
No,
Yeah.
not panics. But you can handle like signals. You can handle signals, and in that case, the defers will run.
Oh, sound alerts, browser source needs to be moved down in your sources. Oh, let's see. Where are you at? Okay. Let me move that in this one too, just to make sure. Okay. That should be fixed for everybody. All right, so we are going to connect to this port. Oh, this wants us to specify the port separately. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set that up. Let's handle our WebSocket stuff here. We're gonna separate all this stuff out later as we clean this stuff up. I need to get the port for this, which I have a gnarly little bash script for doing. Where are you? All right. Well, we can just do it. Oh, we're right. I set an environment variable for it. So echo, it was OBS WebSocket, if I recall. No. Okay. I know it's in this file, so we are going to hide this. We've discussed this. You can't have them. What is it? What directory am I in? Oh, that's okay. All right. Go Twitch. Has anybody named this bot yet? So I did have an environment variable. I didn't have my working directory showing, so OBS socket. There we go. Okay, so this is the port. So this is a bridge IP address between WSL and my Windows host, because the WebSocket is actually bound on the Windows host, because that's where OBS is running. But we are building all of this inside of a Linux instance inside WSL. We could build this on Windows. I don't do a lot of Go on Windows. I like having Linux here. It makes me feel somewhat at home. So that's just sort of how we're doing this.
How do you get that port? Sorry, that bridge IP.
I can send you a little snippet for it.
Cool.
So I actually have it inside that mvarc file is actually a bash script that does that and sticks it there.
Nice.
So if it ever changes, I'll send that to you. But I'm not opening the file because I'm not giving away keys again.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right, so we are connecting to our WebSocket, hopefully. And now send and receive requests asynchronously. This will block forever. Wait, let's try to understand what this is doing. So we're taking our WebSocket, we're getting a new streaming status request. That gives us back a request object, and then we try to receive on it, waiting for a response. That is a blocking operation. So this just is like a constructor that gets us the request object, for lack of a better word. Then later we call receive on it to actually send it and wait. Okay. This sets our timeout for how long. That seems important. Why don't we do that? So that we don't block forever. Because this could be fun. We could end up crashing my OBS. This feels like the type of thing you don't play with while you're live streaming, but YOLO.
It's like a DDoS.
Yeah.
Eric's OBS.
So, all right. Let's see. New streaming. What's the difference between this? It's the same thing. New get streaming status request.
Oh, it's async versus sync.
Wait a second.
They're calling send receive on the bottom one and receive.
Oh, okay. So this one actually sends the request, and then this is when we wait for the response. And in this particular case, we are sending it and waiting at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how can you test it while not being live? You could do it not live. I will only moderately try to destroy OBS. Maybe I should just, a certain number of points, I open the OBS WebSocket to the world. Okay, so let's see. Respond to events by registering handlers. Okay, so we don't need any handlers right now because we're not trying to react when I change scenes. We could, but that's not what we want. We want to ask questions of it. Let's see. I thought I saw somewhere in here. Here's the protocol. Okay. So we don't have to worry about any of that. These are all the events that we can listen for. And media control. Not worried about the volume. We don't want to add a filter to the source because we already have one. Do we have a hide filter? Get source filters. Okay, so we might use this. Let's open this in a tab. We're gonna be able to ask it what filters we have applied to a source. That seems useful. We don't want to remove the filter though. We don't want to remove it because that's like completely reconfiguring it. So here we go. Set source filter visibility. That is what we want. Okay, so is that just something we call on the WebSocket? Let's try it. So we're gonna come in here and say OBS WebSocket set filter set source. Okay, so we need to do because that's a type, a new set source filter visibility request. Okay. What's the string here? It doesn't tell us what the first thing is. So this is the filter name, and that's whether it's enabled. Why is it a string? I feel like enabled and disabled should be Boolean. So this is kind of weird. Let's see if we can find some unit tests. Let's see what kind of project hygiene we have here.
There's no docs on what those should be.
No, so this is just talking about the protocol.
I got you.
They're like generated. So
Yeah.
that's install, that's build. Oh. Okay, so we sort of went off the rails here. So that is the OBS WebSocket plugin protocol. Where is our one of these? This is on the OBS WebSocket plugin itself, not on our library. So let's pull up the docs for our library.
Oh yeah, Joker Dan said there might be. Oh yeah. Okay, there's a link in the repo root, but you found it.
Okay, so here, well, I think we also want to open this on GitHub as well, because they may have some information as well.
Yeah.
I prefer a good example over having to go through the code and figure out exactly what's going on, but that may be all we're left with. So let's see, requests.
I think you can search now for that method.
Yeah, let's see. New source. Well, this is okay, so this is just our test. All right, so we want filter visibility. So here's our filter visibility request. Right. So this is not exactly okay. So I'm guessing the first parameter is the source name. The second parameter is the filter name itself, and the third parameter is, I'm guessing, something that's truthy. Let's look at the protocol docs. Boolean. So
Weird.
but it's a string in our case. So what does that mean? Is that a 0 or a 1, or is that a false or true? So let's try to send the word false or true. And
go back to the Go docs on go back to the package.go.dev. You can click on. Can you click on new set source filter visibility request?
yeah, that'll bring us to the code, but
Yeah. Can we see what it's doing?
it just seems like it sets it on there.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to try this.
Yeah. YOLO.
Everybody's gonna disappear. They're gonna be like, "You crashed it. We're out." All right.
A YOLO bot as well.
Right. We should make the first command YOLO.
Yeah.
All right. So I love this plugin too. All right. There we go. So in our deep thing, we decided we need the source name. What is our source name? Ooh. Because you are on right now, this is going to be desktop. And this is going to sound weird, but embedded. And the reason for this is because typically where Aaron is showing up right now is where I have a camera that is aimed at an embedded device. So I do have a whole other setup for guest things, but I broke it for the NVIDIA stream. So here we are. All right, now my source name. Oh, wait, no, because this is the scene name. The source name is Heil PR40, which is this microphone you kind of see in my camera. And then we wanted, it's called deep, and then we're going to try to say true here.
That's a hell of a Boolean.
Yep. So are we in the right directory? Okay, so we should be able to go run.go, and with any luck, this works. We're connecting to the WebSocket. Who wants to be the first to try to enable?
Rockaboo, that's just like JavaScript, right?
Robot won't work. We only have deep right now. Oh, we crashed. We crashed.
Right. Was it right when Rocker sent deep or Joker?
I guess so. Why did we crash? Connection reset by peer. So
That's
I
OBS.
okay, so the question is, was this invalid? Do we need to send a 1 here? I love how we have to debug what Boolean actually means.
Yeah. Yeah, Rocker's right. I mean, you didn't crash OBS, so you almost did it. You get a half
Right?
C plus.
All right. Did it go through yet?
Try again, Joker.
It says we're connected. And we crashed. Huh.
Yeah, that's right when Joker sent it the second time.
So the question is, why did we crash? Why? I think we can. I don't know if I can modify this while we are here. I have some options over here for the settings. Can we? And there's debug logging, but I don't know where to find the debug logging. So let's go to the plugin. That's enabled. Debug.
Oh, Mikach said the second deep. It seems like the second deep that crashes it. We should try.
But I did not see the filter applied. Let me open the filters here. Because in theory, that should have been enabled. The second deep. So let's yeah, so this I have logging enabled. I just don't know where I need to go to see. All right, we'll find that in a second. Let's try this. Let's see exactly what happens. So we must be triggering this case, right? Enabling deep audio filter.
Oh, can we print out the username here to figure out which one it was?
Yeah, let's just do that. We will say where we message dot user dot display name triggered deep audio filter. Okay, so this feels like a WebSocket problem though. I need to do some tunes, but I realized how loud that will be if I also have a guest on, because I can't control the audio separately. I need to create a virtual audio device and all kinds of jazz for that. I'll figure that out later. Okay, so crash.
Oh no, log.
What's that?
No log either.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's the WebSocket. We get a connection reset by peer.
Yeah.
But we don't actually see this message. Why do we not see that message? The connection should be there. I mean, because we could netcat this port, right? 31.208.1. So are we not connecting? Are we not connecting? Because that is not how that works. So let's try this. Let's open PowerShell and let's try to test it from that side. It is also quite possible that maybe our port isn't being forwarded through, but it seemed like it was connected. It's a test net connection, I think. Localhost 4444. No. Is it -P? Yes. Wait. Remote address, remote port, TCP test succeeded. True. So that would tell me. Let's try to figure this out, because I think that I think we should look at the debugging alerts enable. I did not see that as a setting. Let's see. Web server connection settings. I'll just show you what we're looking at. So we've got enable system tray alerts and enable debug logging here. So authentication turned off because that is the most secure way of doing this. Let's see. We're not worried about encryption.
Oh, good point.
Is it bound?
Bind to zeros.
Was it not bound? Was it not bound there? Yeah, this just gives us the port, and I believe that it does bind to it. I swear I had connected to it. Let's try this. We're gonna see if we can crash OBS. Let me go in here. We're going to disable the WebSocket server. Then we are going to crash OBS. And I'm pretty sure I just crashed OBS.
You're still streaming.
Am I? My camera and everything's all locked up.
Interesting. Huh.
Weird. All right, let's see. Let's give it a second and see if it recovers. But yeah, OBS right now is completely locked, and I just have just a spinning thing. So yeah, that's fun. So
yeah,
and
it probably hasn't crashed yet.
Oh, whoa, did it come back? It came back. Whoa. All right. That almost never happens. OBS is ridiculously useful, but it is fickle. Okay, so now we're going to enable it again and see whether we can crash this thing. And go. Oh. The web server failed to start, maybe because TCP port is already in use. Okay, then. Let's just pick a different port. We're going to use all of the ports. 44443. Or 44, yeah. All right, that worked. Now, remind me we got to change that in the code. Okay, so that's there. Now, let's see. 4443, 4442 in the code. Exactly, it's got to be wrong. All right, so let's try this. I'm doubtful this is going to work. I feel like this should work. Do I need to open this port? I probably need to open this port in the firewall. Yeah. All right, I want to see this though. Let's see whether we can figure out how to debug this WebSocket. I want to see logs. So where are the logs? I love how it has an option for us to turn it on, but it does not tell us where the logs go. Let's just search for logs inside this repository. Docs, logs, Activeer debug logs.
Activeer.
No. We want to look in the code. What? Suppress WebSocket PP. Request logging. Okay, so here's our param debug. Okay, what else did you do? We're checking if debug's enabled, and then we have log, blog. But where is this going? Is this inside of OBS logs?
Yes. Yeah, Rockaboo thinks so too.
All right, where are the OBS logs stored?
That's a great question.
OBS log location.
App data
Right. Okay.
roaming.
These are those moments where we're like, why am I the person streaming? Wait,
Oh,
what's the, is it
uh,
app data?
yeah, it's
What's a
got the, what is that called? Percent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like such an idiot when it comes to Windows too. So
Me too.
this is this us? This is us. What do we got going on here? Okay, so this is all WebSocket updates. Let's open this in VS Code. It's not that big. Open with code. I want to see some syntax highlighting. I want to be able to grep it and all of that jazz. So where are you at? Okay, so we want to look for WebSocket. You can has WebSockets. Awesome. So this is failing to load stuff for Stream Deck. Stop showing off my GPU. Avert your eyes. Okay. So this is just loading stuff. So what else we got? Saying the WebSocket is loaded. Server started successfully. So this is all earlier. Let's go backwards in time. So this is an update. It says it's streaming, recording. Okay, so this looks like frames that are going out for updates, letting it know what we're doing, what our average frame rate is, what our CPU usage is, how many frames per second. Okay, so this is all OBS state, like its current status. And that is being forwarded on the WebSocket. So I don't see the issue here. I mean, I don't know what we're looking for as far as connections go.
You saw the connection from PowerShell, but do you know, like, is there a way to tell between the PowerShell connection and the WSL connection?
Let's go backwards. So connection. This is the RTMP stream. I'm waiting to leak my stream key. I'm sure it's in here. Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah. Here's I think that's you.
Yeah.
Here's a chat box. Oh, 443, yeah.
Uncaught in promise. 4443.
Server started successfully on port 443. That's it. That's all we have. So we see it started. But we do not see any connections. And why don't we? So we didn't do it from PowerShell on 443. Let's try it here.
Right. Yeah.
So that's saying true. We're gonna need to reopen this doc though, because we're gonna have new stuff here. Notepad, you are not useful. So WebSockets are like upgraded TCP connections. Yeah, I just see it started there. I don't see... And maybe because it never gets upgraded to a WebSocket. Let's see. Can we connect to it from here? I swear I had all of this working before. I mean, that could be connected because it's not timing out. Where is our cat?
Is NC the best way to saw another
W.
Some other way to test WebSockets.
Yeah, if you know of a good tool to just test a WebSocket connection, that'd be better than using Netcat, but give it 1 second to time out. Okay, so
I know I saw this.
it looks like it's timing out, so that's not connecting. This could also be a firewall rule. Oh, is NC the best way to... NC is just Netcat. It allows you to just establish a TCP connection with something. I think you can do UDP too. So, you know, I use this a lot just to kind of, hey, can I actually establish the connection? It might break if it requires SSL or it's some very specific protocol, but it's a good way to kind of see whether I can connect to it. You can also Netcat two things together, which is a good way to transfer information between machines. Okay, so that is timing out. I don't think I had that issue earlier, so we're going to open up my firewall. And I'm going to do that over here where you can't see because I'm leaking enough stuff to all you troublemakers. And let's see. Is it under advanced? All right, let's see. Let's add a firewall rule. Where are you? OBS. OBS. Okay. I'm just here off screen adding ports to... All right, we're going to open up a couple of them because we're probably going to make OBS break. And I'm going to have to remember to go close these things. Okay, so we're going to apply that. And then in theory, our firewall is now going to let this port through. Are we going to connect? We haven't timed out, and it has been 5 seconds, so this may be passing through now. No, we did time out. Wait, maybe because data hasn't been transferred? Let's go run this.
I gotta go, y'all.
You do?
Yeah, I gotta go eat.
All right, man. Well,
Thanks for having me, man.
yeah.
See you soon.
Oh, we got
Oh.
it.
It worked. Oh, I'm glad I didn't go yet.
Is the filter enabled? No, it is not enabled. Okay, so, but we are connected, so the message may just be wrong. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. And I also don't see us hitting that spot in the code. So let's do some debugging there.
Yeah, print it out before the if.
All right, let's...
On message.
Yeah, where are we? On private message. So we're just going to add some debug code here. So let's look at the message itself. Print line. All right, we're going to look at message.message. We're just going to print that out. And we're going to look at the message.user so that we can see who sent it and what they sent. All right, and then let's just print out parts here too to ensure that that is what we think it is. So if we don't get to parts, then we know that this is messing us up somewhere. And actually, let's go ahead and also spit out the channel here as well, just to see what we get. Message.channel. What? Okay. Channel user display name and our message. Okay. So if we don't get this, I think when you're splitting your string, deep is in 0 and you're splitting on 1.
Yeah. Okay, it came in.
So we're never getting to the split. So the first character should be an exclamation point. And username shouldn't mess. And the message's length is less than... Yeah, we shouldn't meet any of these conditions. All right, here's how we do this. We're going to print out all of these things. And see which one of them is true. You want message 0, which would be deep. Wait, message 0, that's a message is a string though, right? Okay, let's see. True, false, 5. So the first one is true. Wait.
The username is not the channel. It does have the prefix.
Wait, no, it does not, because this is negated.
Oh, you put not. Oh.
So this triggers it first, because we don't want it to return if it starts with that. So what character does it think is the prefix? This is weird.
Maybe you should print character by character.
And why is the last thing... Oh, because this should be less than or equal to 1. So let's start that really quick. But this is odd. Yeah, so true, false, false. So it's a circuit breaker, so we are hitting this very first condition. It does not think message.message has a... Do we have our operand? Do we have the parameters reversed?
Oh.
We could be doing something silly like that.
Prefix comes second.
Has prefix. Oops. Has prefix. The string and then the prefix. Okay. That's what we're doing wrong.
Crap. Alright. With that, I'm out.
All right.
Thanks for having me, y'all. See ya.
All right. Oops. Okay. Let's restart this and see what happens. Oh, I'm actually getting Windows notifications right now every time a WebSocket connection comes through. So that's cool. I'll have to fix bool. You're right. Let's try that with true first. And then maybe what we should also do here, you know what? Let's do this first. Let's see if it works. And then we'll come in here and we'll add more fun stuff. Wait. The if statement. The if statement. Which if statement? No, that's right. I only fixed the print. Oh, good catch. Good catch. Okay. And here we go. You all ready? Did we trigger it? We did not trigger it. It says we did. Is it working? Is it working? No bueno. All right. So, question is, what did we not match? So the WebSocket was connected. We did send this. So we have either one of these is not matching properly or this Boolean. So let's just double check these really quick. The name of the device is Heil Space PR40 capitalized. Okay. And it is deep. Okay, so let's try a 1 here. WebSocket's connected. And testing. Are we deep? No? I don't see the filter change. Now let's look at our logs. Let's see what came through here. So, oh, that didn't update. Oh, here we go. 409. That's just recently. No. We do not want Notepad. Go away. Can't see the chat. Okay. Let's open this in VS Code. And here I was thinking like, oh yeah, we'll have this working in no time. All right, let's see. Let's search for OBS WebSocket. Let's go backwards. All right, we don't want update messages. Wait a second. Ah, y'all, you know what our issue is? Our issue is I am an idiot. Because, watch this. We go to the docs and we look at, wait, where is it? Go back. Oh, let's just look at this whole thing. Remember, we create the request, but then we have to send it. Ugh. Wait, we need our Eric facepalm here. Okay. Well, we did have all of those original problems first, I will say. So let's just do a blocking thing. And we're just going to copy this whole line of code here. And we're going to go in here and let's set this. Okay, so in this case, now we have our request. We need to assign that up here. Okay, now we've created our request. Why are you yelling at me? Undeclared name response. Oh. Okay, so we've created our request. Now we're going to send and receive and block on that. Oh, we're passing it the connection, which, wait, why is C? We signed, oh, we did assign that to C, okay. All right, so now response.streaming is undefined. So the docs are broken. What do we have? All right, we'll look at the status. Oh, it's a function. All right. Are we ready? Let's try this again. Whoa, not paste. Here we go. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Oh, we might have needed true false. It does not look like it works. All right, let's try this true false thing because we did change that. And then we'll try it again really quick. And if that doesn't work, we will go look at the logs. Let's see. Is it gonna work? Testing. No. No. Streaming okay. It said it was okay. This looks like it's our status. So it looks like it was sent. All right. We need to get rid of some of these logs too. So we don't need this anymore. We don't need that anymore. We'll leave the one saying which command was triggered. And this is replaying the same message. Let's just get rid of that for now too. So, streaming, sent request 6, received response 6. And it says that the response is okay. Oh, right. So yeah, this is just a request ID. So, question. Is there any more useful information that we can get on the status? Okay, here's our request. Send and receive. We get a set source visibility response, which gives us no fields. It gives us an error. Should always return an empty string because the error will have been returned explicitly instead of stored here. Not sure I understand what that says. But it's saying that it's okay. Can't you print out which filters are applied in the function to see if it's actually applying the filter? So I have the filters window open over on this other monitor, so I can see
when I enable this stuff
stuff and disable it.
And this is the one we are looking for.
Okay. What's going on here? Wait, what's not noticeable? Oh, you're trolling me. I get it. All right. I was like, wait, what? It's like maybe the filters are broken. Let's see. So this is saying it's okay. Let's test something. Let's just modify this to be anything else. Let's see if it tells me that it's okay, even when it's something that doesn't exist. Okay is okay that it got the request. Yeah, that's possible. Okay, specified source does not exist. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It will blow up and panic. Now let's try this. What happens if we just send it a random filter? We crash. Oh, I feel like something modified over here. Okay, so that's saying that that filter does not exist. Okay. What happens if we just send it turn on? Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn. Whatever. Okay. Let's try again. Let's see if it crashes. It says okay. Okay, so that sounds like we need whatever the magic value is that goes here. So we've tried true. Let's try 1. Why not the word Boolean? All right, so that... Yeah, so that's the part that's been throwing me off, Caches. This is like the weirdest API ever because, where is it? The visibility request, the filter enabled is a string. So let's try enabled. Does the word enabled work? Because if we look at the actual WebSocket protocol, it says Boolean. But this implementation, this library, takes a string, which is like the oddest thing ever. So let's try enabled. If enabled does not work, let's try visible. I don't know. Let's try this. And does enabled work? That does not look like it worked. Visible. This is so weird. We're gonna have to go look at the source code. Let's go look at the source code. Let's figure out what magic value this thing needs to be. So I did not see any tests for this function. So the protocol definition itself as part of the plugin is pretty straightforward. It says Boolean. I would expect, you know, something there. So this is the actual thing. So let's see, request sources, I think, is what we're going to be looking for. That's going to be my guess. And let's look for filter. Okay, the value is one of the following: input, filter, transition, scene. That's a sources list. Filter enabled, string JSON, filter enabled. Yeah, so that's looking at what the parameter in JSON would be. It's mapping the JSON struct, or the JSON, you know, data into the struct. It's telling you, like, okay, in the JSON document, this lowercase filter enabled is going to go in here. Okay, so wait, so we can get the source filter request. This could be interesting. And then new get source filters request. This is going out and getting the source filters. Here we send it. We receive it. Here's the response. So let's go out and fetch what the filter is. Because in theory now, wait. There's a get source filter info request. If we look at this, we should be able to look at the response and see enabled or not. So it's not enabled right now. So maybe what we can do is we'll go out and fetch this. We'll see what the value is here. But here's the part that bothers me. In this response, it is legitimately a Boolean. It's a Boolean. So why is it not a Boolean when we send it the other way, which could be why it's broken? I'm willing to bet that's our problem, is that this library that we're using ourselves is sending the wrong thing. It's probably sending, turn it on in OBS and turn it off instead. Yeah, so that's my thought is, my thought process was we could go out and get the filter information and see what the value is there. However, that's not going to work because it's mapping it to an actual Go Boolean, which is not the same thing as we have going out. When we send it out, we are... What method are we trying to use? We are trying to use the set source filter visibility request. So in this particular type, we are using a string here, which seems crazy. Let's look for, you know what? We're just gonna search through this code. Can we review the request again? What do you mean by that? Looking at where we're sending it? Rocker Boo sending us some stuff. Right, so yeah, so this is where we create the new request and hand it back. We're just passing that value, this parameter, in to that struct. So the interesting bits are in the send logic. And we're coming back. Let's see. So now send goes to send request. Let's find it. Send request. And here we're just, yeah, I think that this is our issue. I think that that function is broken. I think the WebSocket expects in the JSON that the actual type would be Boolean, and we are sending in a string, which is completely incorrect. So here's what we're going to do. We can fork, but for now, I think what we can do is we will just modify the code in my Go path. Oh, wait. And we'll test if it works, and then we'll fork it. So we want Go source GitHub. Who was this? I think it was, yeah, Christopher. We want to go in there and what was it? It was requests sources .go, and we want set source filter settings request, and wait, visibility, set source visibility request, and you are going to be a Boolean, and then we need oh, there you are right there. You're going to be a Boolean. And let's see. It's also weird that on receive we check enabled, but on send it's filter enabled. The JSON, that is. On receive we check enabled. That is kind of weird. I guess we could look at the protocol and see what comes back there. So this compiled. So we should be able to go back up into... We need a better name for this bot. All right. So now, in theory, if we try to compile this, it should yell at us. Yeah, because we're using string. Perfect. That is exactly what we want. So we can come up here and we can change this to true, an actual Boolean, not a string. Wait, we changed that. Cannot use visible, type untyped string as type bool in argument. What you talking about? That should work. All right.
Yeah. It's working. It's working. Yes. Alright. Alright. Remind me. Actually, I'm gonna add some notes over here. Contribute patch to OBS WebSocket web. Okay. Because we need to fix that. That was annoying. Should we do that now, or should we try and get some other stuff working? I see we get other stuff working. We can patch later. Okay, so in this particular case, here's... Nope, I guess it's a different type of request. Yes, do more. We need a timeout. You are correct. So, let's implement the rest of them real quick, because we can do that pretty quickly. We don't need that log anymore. We're going to throw that away, because we're not going to use it right now. Let's copy this, and paste that in there. We're going to need to clean all this up. You're all going to have to be on for a housekeeping one.
I'm still talking with the filter on. I forgot. All right. Okay. So yes, let's do that. Before I do this again, let's set a timeout, because what we really need to do now is, can we reuse that request? I don't know if we can. We're going to have to create a new one anyway. So here's what we're going to do. If it did not fail, let's clean this up a little too. Because we're throwing that away, let's do our error not equal to nil check here. There we go. Bring that up a little bit. And now what we want to do... Don't do deep again. All right. So we want to, after some period of time, so we're going to want a time. We're going to want to go to the time package here. And now we have a timer. And so what this will do is wait at least some period of time and then send the current time. Think true is yelling at you for a capital. No, I think what this is just the internal language server has not caught up. It just, because we changed the library out from underneath of it, it thinks that it's still the old thing. Does that make sense? It basically built all its information off of the old thing. So we just have to ignore that for now. When I reboot OBS, or when I reboot Visual Studio Code, it'll be fixed. So let's see. We want to, we want a time.new timer, and we want to wait, I don't know, how long? 10 seconds? How long before it's too annoying? Let's start with 5 seconds. And we can move it up. So this is going to return us a channel. Right? So we'll look at that. So this returns us back a timer, and on that is a channel, and that is what we want. I don't need these logs anymore. Don't save. Okay. So after that time, we are going to spin up a go routine, because we don't want this to block. We want it to parse new messages. Or, yeah, I think, no, because this is a callback. So in theory, this is being executed one time per message. So we do not need to put this in a go routine. I feel like, well, we'll see. So maybe what we should do here also is let's log the message, because I want to see whether the delay here delays the next message being processed. Whether or not this library that is calling our callback is calling us asynchronously or not. So an easy way to tell that is if we print our message dot user display name and the message dot message, And if 5 seconds goes by with no new information, we know we done screwed up and that we need to do this asynchronously. So we are going to wait on the t.c. So this is the timer channel. Can we spam deep though? So that's another problem that we're going to work on as well, is we might actually have to put that. This log message is going to determine whether or not we block before a new one is processed. If this is a blocking operation, we almost have to wait, right? It's going to wait until this one's processed before, so this would block until we're done with this. If it is run asynchronously, then we are going to have to create some sort of global state that tells us whether or not we are currently processing an event and what like a cooldown is on that. Deep will not layer on deep. It's just a filter that we're toggling on or off. So let's do that. We're going to wait 5 seconds, and then we're going to do this again. I don't know whether we want these fatals here later. That feels like something we don't want to do, because what that would end up doing is it would crash the bot every time one of these failed, and we really don't want that. Like if I forget to enable the WebSocket plugin or something. So what we're getting here now is that this is going to wait 5 seconds, and then we're going to turn it off. We're going to have, I guess, we're just playing with all of this stuff now. We'll figure out how to do the cooldown and all of that. And then I think what we should really do is have an episode where we just do cleanup. Let's get this all into the proper place. Maybe let's start working on some unit tests. Let's set up our Go mod file. Right now, we're just sort of tinkering and figuring out how we might be able to do this. I often will program like this. I call it spiking. You know, I spend a little time just tinkering with the API in a really ugly manner, trying to understand how it works, what the surface area of it's like, and then I use that new knowledge to build something cleaner. Okay, so we've got all this. Let's run this and see whether after 5 seconds it dies. No new variables on left side, line 53. Oh, right, because those are already declared. We are attempting to shadow them. Undefined error on, line 53. Oh, because I also reused request. Undefined error on line 54. Oh, because that's in the if. Gotcha. I removed the wrong one. Here we go.
Can I sound like I'm coming from the heavens or somewhere else?
Listen to
me. Listen to me.
Oh, that's too much fun, and it turned off. It turned off
by itself without me doing it. And we're back on.
We're back on. All right.
And I saw messages going through.
Wait. All right, so before we turn this on again, I need you all to message while it is enabled so that we can see whether there's a delay here in receiving the messages while the filter is enabled. So somebody send it, and then let's start chatting.
Alright, we are enabled, and I see some messages coming through. I do not see any messages from everybody. Let's see, do they all
come rushing
in? Wait, no, I'm seeing messages. Was that when it was
disabled?
Okay, so deep is enabled.
But I don't see messages. Oh, no, I see wait. Did anybody see whether the messages were coming through while that was enabled? Or did they come through after it got disabled? They were in batches. So I think it's blocking. Okay. So that does create, okay, so here's another way to find out. Here we go. Let's implement another one. So if we just copy all of this, you know what? Let's sound should all be async. So let's create a function here really quick. We're just going to put it up here. Enable mic filter, or let's call it toggle mic filter. We're going to give it, we need the name, filter name. We need enabled. That's a bool. And I think we need the WebSocket too, right? Yeah, we're going to need the WebSocket. I don't know what type this is. Where are you at, WebSocket? It's just no, connect. Oh, it's C. So this is a client. It's an OBS. All right, so we need OBS WS. And this is an OBSWS.client. Okay. And we'll just call this C. And I'm guessing that this is actually a pointer to one. Number of seconds, since some are less annoying. Okay. Okay. Let's say, ooh, interesting. Do we want to put that? Let's not put that in this function right now. We'll use the timeout stuff to happen in line, and this will just be the function that does this, because this is all duplicate code, right? So let's take this out. We'll drop that up here. And now we can just pass this enabled. And this is our filter name. Okay, so now we should be able to call mic toggle mic filter, pass it C, pass it deep, and true. Okay. And we can get rid of all that. And then are you all still messing with the mic? I should have can't trust any of you. All right, so now we should be able to, we'll just copy this, paste it a couple of times, and we might come up with some other abstractions for this. High pitch. Why is all of this yelling at me about C? Oh, okay, so we do want to copy. All right, high pitch, and robot. I think we need an auto tune too. I think we need an auto tune. All right, we ready? Here we go. Hit me. Am I a robot? I'm a robot.
Nice. And now we are high pitch. Here we go.
It looks like they are doing it in succession, right? Is it waiting? Are we just toggling back
and forth between them? This is
too funny. We are definitely gonna need a cooldown.
oh, I love it. I think that, hold on, I'm going to stop this before you all start messing with my voice, because I actually can't tell. I do not hear the effect here. I could turn on audio monitoring in OBS so I could hear what you all hear, but you get to hear me goofy. I do not. So I can't tell either. It felt like they were running in succession, where one would finish and then the next one would start. And a quick way to tell that, I guess, would be if we start it, I need one volunteer. Let's go with Rocker. He's the last person I saw. Yeah. I want you to send, when I start it, I want you to send Deep and then Robot directly after each other. And then nobody else, please refrain. I know it's funny. Please refrain. Let's see whether this works. Send them quickly one after another, and we'll see what happens. There we go. Hit me.
Alright, we are on Deep. And we're staying on Deep.
We're staying, and we just switched to Robot. Okay. So we already have sort of like this queue of effects. It seems like we don't really have to do anything special then, which is awesome. Now, the question is just, do we want to add an artificial delay to it? So one thing we could do is we could move all of this into another function and then create sort of a queue for all of these. And now a couple of options for this are, we could make it as big as we want. If I kill the program mid-timer, yeah, because it wouldn't send the WebSocket message. So we could, I'm actually signaling it with an interrupt. So we could catch this interrupt to kill it. There is a package where we can catch signals, so we could do that, and we could wait for the signal on a channel, and then we could make sure that we turn everything off. We could totally do that. Just some cleanup. So one thing we could do is we could create a slice of commands to run one after another, and maybe we want to create a type. So let's call this like a user command. And we want to know what channel that command was sent in. We want to know which user did the command. And then we want to know what the command is. And then we might want to know what any arguments were. So a slice of string. This is what I'm thinking. And so ultimately, what I think should happen is this private message function should just check to see whether we have a command, right? So we have parts, and then what we may want to do is also have up here like a var. We can't do a slice, can we? Commands. I think, can we do a struct literal here? I think we can do a struct literal here. So we have deep, we have high pitch, and we have robot. Is this going to yell at us? Expected expression. Yeah, so we can't do that. What's the logic here? Is it dot dot? There's a shorthand expression here, and I forget what it is, for us to define an array with whatever amount is. We can just do it with 3 here. Oh, I'm silly. String. And we need this. Okay. So now we have our list of commands. So what we should do is we want to check to see if this command exists in here first. So once we have our parts, what we will do is check to see if it exists. You all got really quiet on me. Is it boring when we don't have robot sound? Okay, so what were we doing here? We were going to... We need to check to see if this exists. I'm trying to think. I want to say there's somewhere in the standard library where we have a quick in array, but we'll just quickly look. So we want to look for command. We're going to range over this. Let's see. We'll range over this. If the command is found, if command equals parts 0, it exists. So at this point is when we want to create our, let's just make this V, because I want to use command. So our command we're going to create is a user command. Thanks for the follow, Waka Flocka. Paint us some happy little trees. I am actually... Wait, you like drawing with code now? We just watch. I can draw with code. I cannot draw normally. So be fortunate you're not actually watching me. Wait. What are you yelling about here? Okay, so where were we? User command. That's right. So we want a user command struct. Seeing how you're organizing your data structures, not judging. Yeah, and so some of this we're going to figure it out as we go, right? And that's one of the things we talked about with like looking at people's code after the fact. There's a little bit of discovery that happens, right? We don't really know exactly what we're building yet, so it's really hard to design the architecture of it. But my thought here is that we're going to want this thing. We're going to want this to pass around. We're going to want to keep track of it. We're probably going to do some housekeeping because, you know, commands cost points and things like that. Yeah. So I think this is probably going to be useful later to go ahead and do this. So in this case, we have the user is the... Why are you completing that way? Message. Weird. Dot. Wow, my completion is just like all jacked up now. User dot display name. The command is parts 0. The args we want to be parts. We're going to start at 1, and then we're going to give the entire rest of that slice. So everything after it, we basically are passing in a new slice, which is everything but the first element. Does that make sense? And what other things do we say? Oh, the channel, because we may want to support multiple channels later. So the channel is the message.channel. Okay. Is this going to work? Line 60. Oh, we didn't say what we're ranging over, and that was commands. We're not using command here. That's okay. We know we're not. Okay. Why have user be display name versus name? I guess that's a good point. When we were using it in this, I wanted it to be whatever your display name is, but I think you're right. I think for here, we should probably use the name. Or we may even want the ID, right? That is probably what we really want. Because the ID is never going to change, right? What type is ID? ID is also a string. You know what? Let's do both. Let's do both. Let's do a user ID on here. And let's also do the user name. And here, let's use the display name. And the thought process is we may want to track something, right? So if we're keeping your points, we don't want you to lose them if you change your name. So we're going to use the ID there. But if we need to do some logging or we send something back out into the channel, then we want to do that. Is the display name something that we can, yeah, you'll see it. So if we send a message back to you, we can say your name. So this works. If we need to change that to name later, we can. So user ID is a string, and then user name will be a string. All right. Let's see. Now we have our command there. Okay. And so I feel like we should maybe have another function here that's like, you know, process commands. And this is just going to take the command, which is a user command. And then what we might do is actually make variables that are up here at the scope of the entire package so that we can just gain access to client and stuff. But we're going to be pushing this, I think the next stream, we'll start pushing this into this directory structure where we're using Hugo so that we can do that. But for now, I kind of want to have some of these functions. We'll tweak them a little bit, but I think it'll be better to start looking at it this way. So now in this case, let's take this switch. We'll probably create functions for each of the commands that we're going to do. And this will be helpful too because it will give us the ability here when we move this stuff up here to create subcommands so that I can actually do, you know, TwitchBot effect deep, right? Can you use functions as variables? You can use functions as variables in Go, yes. And we can pass them around. So we could have a struct that has a property on it that is a function. So we could do something like this, right? We could say func, and this could be a function. Deep is how I like it. All right. So, okay, so we want to switch on the command.command, and now this is that. What we will probably do in the future, though, is clean this up and make individual functions that we can call for these. We don't have the message. Oh, okay, so we need to just change all these. So this was changed to command.username. Let's jump here. Oops. And this is command.user. Oops. All right, so we have some super gnarly code right now. Oh, because we don't have C. All right, we're going to have to move that. Let's go ahead and do that now. This was, we already had it up here. OBS client. So let's just do that. We're going to put this up here. Let's call it OBS WebSocket client because it's going to be passed around everywhere and it's going to look pretty gnarly. And this is an obsws.client. Okay. Now, we don't need it here. We're going to end up moving this anyway because it's going to have to be passed into the packages. But for now, I don't use, wait, you can do curry and go. No, I don't believe you can do curry. Or at least I don't use it anyway. That is a very good question. I don't think we can. Oh, right, yeah. I mean, if we did like a sort of recursive thing with anonymous functions or something, yeah, we could recreate that logic, but yeah, it's not just a part of. I'm going to fix this and then maybe we'll call it for the day, but ultimately I think this is going to end up moving anyway because our main is getting really huge and this is sort of like all our test code. I want to start actually maybe next stream we'll come in here and we'll start organizing this exactly how we want to manage everything. So we have individual commands here so that I can call them here and also listen for them. Function returns a function and you can access the top function variable client return func command. Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think next episode I want to do some cleanup here because we've tested everything. We've had a bunch of fun. I think it may be about time to make this code prettier. So we move that up top. We need to find all our instances of C. Let's see. Can we do this the cheating way? Let's substitute C comma with OBS client. Thanks for the follow, McKenna. Oh, sub. Thanks for the sub. I just hear the same ding. I need to like change all of that. All right, so we're going to change this. There we go. Did we fix it? Did I typo that? OBS WS client. Wait a second. As string. Oh. Undo that because we actually don't want that. We want to remove that as a parameter. We don't need it at all. There we go. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, this is really fun getting to work on this and collaborate with people and have people point out stuff. I hope to actually clean all of this up and I will open source it. And you all can contribute patches and ideas and things like that. For right now, we're just sort of hacking on all of the bits. Oh, the other thing we still need to figure out is that Helix API. We want to bring that in too. So let's take a vote too before I close things out here. I'm going to finish up a couple of things. But before I close out and I have all of you here, let's take a vote for next stream. Do we want to take a break and try to organize all of this stuff? Or do we want to mess with the Helix API and see whether we can get some notifications about subs and favorites and things like that? Or it follows favorites. Talking Twitter here. Okay, so in theory, all of this should work, right? So now we should be able to. We don't even need to do this. We can just say process. You know what? I think it's going to look a little cleaner if we do that. Oh, let's actually do this asynchronously. So now we can do go process command. Let's rename that process command singular. Okay. Should do something else with OBS and clean up scenes. We could. I mean, if you want to do that really quick, let's see if this works. The one thing that this is going to change is now we will be able to send these things concurrently, which means, in theory, if you send robot, deep, and high pitch together, if it does not crash OBS, they should all be applied on top of each other. So let's do that. This is saved. If this runs, we'll play with that before. We'll end it on a cool note. We'll like change scenes or something like that. Or disable my webcam. We could do that too. All right. Scenes, then and clean up scenes, and then Helix. When there's a follow, the scenes your voice will change. Did it work? Not connected. Wait a second. So this crashed saying we're not connected. So yeah, so because folks, this is important. We set this up here, calling it OBSWS client. We never assigned it. So that's here. We need OBSWS client. And we want to be careful about this because this is going to declare and assign. So that means that this would be shadowed. It would mean in this function, this OBSWS client is not the same as this one here. So we want to make sure we remove that. And then we need to clean up a few things. This needs to be OBSWS client. Make sure this disconnects. All right. And let's go. Hit me.
All of the funniness. Alright, we've got deep and high pitch and roll.
We're all on at the same time. Holy cow. Oh.
I can't even imagine what this sounds like.
Is it working? Yep, we're all
Switching, we're just toggling it.
Alright. How annoying was that? I turned it off. Oh, it's still going?
There we go. I had to manually turn it off. Yeah. So, yeah, we might want to do like a cleanup function. But that all works. So let's see if we can change the scene. And then we'll call it quits for the day. Time to eat. All right. Where is oh, here we go. So we had set scene transform. Let's see. Let's scroll to the top. We need a list. So it's going to be scene. We don't want to delete a scene. Get current scene. Get preview. It's probably going to be down here in like set. Reorder scene items. Reset scene. Yeah, we don't want that. Set current scene request. Okay, perfect. Set current scene request. Perfect. That is what we want. So let's go to our code. And what do we want to do? I think I have. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's do this. So we'll add a new one here. We'll just copy all of this for now. we're going to need to get the current scene, but I think for now, let's cheat. You know what, we'll end of stream incoming. So here's the fun part. We'll just make it switch to, I have this scene right here, which is just me and the camera and the chat over here, I think. So we'll make it switch to that, and then we'll follow up with any questions, and we will call it quits for the stream. All right, so it's going to look something like this. So let's go ahead and steal this, and we're going to move down to here. We need to know triggered scene change. And let's just call this scene for now. Because, we'll do this later because it's going to require like asking OBS for the scene names and things like that. But we could make this one with an argument, right? And in fact, we could change these too, where maybe the command, oops, don't open. Maybe the command actually becomes something like mic deep, right? That's probably going to be the better way to do it. So we'll do that next stream too, remind me. So for now, we're going to use scene change, and the name of this was new. I'm back. Is the Twitch Stock Exchange up yet? You missed it. You missed it. We actually built an algorithmic trading platform. Everybody here got rich, but the market shut down at 4:30 and you missed out. New set current scene request. Okay, and what are the parameters for that? Just the scene name. Okay, that's easy enough. So we don't need all of this. And we're gonna, this scene is called Q space and A. Except I need quotes. We send it. In theory, that's all we should need. Let's do it. And because I don't trust any of y'all, we are disabling this. I think the other thing I want to do here too is I'm going to find some visual effects too, because I think we need to do that. I think we need to add effects and make me wear a dunce hat or something. We'll come up with a bunch of stuff. Maybe we can get this, the screen spinning. We're gonna come up with some fun things. Send me links to cool stuff. I'm happy to use it in here. I mean, I spent money on that VST plugin. There was a free one and it just sounded crappy, so I bought one. That's how invested I am in this. All right, let's see. Is the scene going to change? Hit me. Did we change? It does not look like we changed. Well, no, we didn't see triggered scene change. Oh, that is because we did not put it in our list of commands. And later, I think what we should probably do is create a registration system so that as we create a new command, the command registers itself so that this is a dynamic list, right? I think that that's the easier thing to do. So, okay. Started. Scene. Did we change? No. We did not. Why did we not? The voice change stuff was still working before, right? So scene is in here. Those are not going to work because I have them disabled. So scene should be the only one that should work. So let's see. Is process command being called? Let's look. Go process command. let's check. I'm turning off your fun. All right, I'll tell you what. I will turn this on right now. And I will let you have fun once we get this working. So, So let's print parts 0 here, because that's our command. So that should work. And let's print out. Discord is having an outage right now, it seems. Oh wow. So let's print out what V is right now. Maybe we're looking at the wrong thing. So we're gonna print V, and let's actually just do that here. We're gonna compare the two. Print line debugging for the win. All right, let's try this. Oh, there we go. It worked.
It worked. And we have voice changer. Somebody was ready.
Oh. All right, what else do we have? Somebody hit me with a robot.
And we have high pitch.
High pitched and squeaky and robotic and deep. What on earth does that sound like?
Like, how crazy does that sound when they're all enabled? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna have to turn on the monitor in OBS. Okay, I'll do that now. I want to hear this. Let's go. And monitor and output. Okay, I can hear myself. Slight echo. Let's do this. Hit.
Wow. Holy cow.
This is
Funny with the high pitched.
Holy cow. You guys are crazy.
Okay, that's hilarious. And the fact that I still have high pitched on.
okay. Oh yeah, you probably have a little bit of lag, right? Yeah, that's true. You probably have lag. All right. I'm going to sign off here in just a second, but I'm going to let everybody have one more go with it before I do that. So hit me. Oh.
Wait. We gotta read our VST wiki page while sounding funny.
All right, here we go. Virtual Studio Technology, VST, is an
Audio plugin software interface that integrates software synthesizers and effects units into digital
Audio workstations. VST and similar technologies use digital signal processing
to simulate
trading traditional recording studios hardware in software.
Thousands of plugins exist, both commercial and freeware, and many audio applications
Support VST under license from its creator, Stein.
VST plugins generally run within a digital audio workstation.
DAW to provide additional functionality. Too much fun. Too much fun. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to wrap it up. It is about dinner time here, but we will be back on. We will get this cleaned up. We can do some more scene transition stuff, and we'll start organizing this stuff and doing some tests and things like that. Thank you all for hanging out. This has been a blast. I'm gonna set up like an actual schedule so that it's a little more predictable. I'm gonna interleave some stuff where I'm doing. I've got like a hardware device over here I'm playing with on Rust. Maybe I'll do that on like Tuesdays. We'll call it like IO Tuesday or something, and then I'll pick some other days where I can consistently do this. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you for everybody who followed and subbed. Have a great weekend. I'm super busy this weekend. I won't stream, but I will probably be on Monday. Thanks so much.